Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Hey,
Business boys are back together.
yeah,
2 weeks in a row.
there we go.
2 weeks in a row.
We'll mess it up.
No. Yes, we have no plans
Summer's
to mess
almost
it up,
over.
so.
Summer. I hate to be that guy, but summer is almost over.
Yeah,
but
well,
that means the fair's coming up.
that's right. That is right.
always a good time.
So, Ed, did you know that fall is getting close? You were just commenting to fall. It kind of feels like a little bit of fall out there.
I can feel it. We're still in the 90s, but I'm telling you, I can feel that it's starting to turn.
It's going to start turning here sooner than we want it to. So, well, very good. Well, let's, last week, quite the show. We fit 4 people on the set here.
Those lot guys, you know, Ken and Brandon, those are good guys, and they're great things for fun with their
absolutely great
theaters.
business,
Yep.
you know, with the 3 theaters and
Yep.
possibly expanding. We got a little
Maybe.
bit out of them.
Yeah.
But they take some expansion. They've been hit up many a times.
Yeah.
But absolutely great, man, to keep their prices where they're at, to upgrade their things. They're getting new movies. I mean, they're just doing it right.
Yeah. In Blackfoot, Idaho, they can definitely, we've been tremendously from kind of a blight little area into what it is today, and there's some cool growth happening around the theater.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yep, very good. Well, it was great to have Kent and Brandon with Royal Theaters on the show. And but this week we've got Gary Stewart. Now, I have to admit, I go all the way back to junior high.
Wow. That's a while
Maybe
ago.
6th grade with Gary. So we go way back. Graduated together from Madison High School back. We won't say the year.
Go Bobcats.
It was a few years ago. But Gary Stewart, man, has he made a presence with IE Productions. And one of his projects. I mean, this guy goes sun up to sundown doing projects for IE Productions. But one of the massive projects for the year is the State Fair.
Yeah.
He has so many responsibilities. We had Brandon Bird with the fair on a couple of weeks ago. But, man, I'll tell you, this guy carries a lot of weight of the production that happened at the fair. And we're going to learn all about those from Gary Stewart today with IE Productions. So let's talk about our sponsors. Can't do the show without them, so let's talk about them.
Yeah, BBSI has been with us from the very beginning. They do great things if you have any HR, hiring, just want another set of eyes on your running payroll, want another set of eyes on your business, exit strategies. I mean, they do a plethora.
Complete business consult. They help you from beginning to end. They're just a great company. I was there for 2 hours this morning at a training that Jared Oviatt put on sales. Absolutely phenomenal. We're still waiting for them to tell us if someone comes in and takes us up of just walking in.
First
little conference room.
First little conference room on the left. They got the refrigerators full.
The refrigerator's full. Just tell them that Brian and Tyler sent you. We're still waiting to get a phone call from them that someone actually did it. So, but Volpine Marketing keeps us up to date on our website each and every week. New Line Media, that's who we got that's doing the production here today. Does absolutely phenomenal work with the videos, and the SBDC and the Idaho Innovation Center.
Yeah. Any spots available at the Innovation Center?
We do have. We've got 3 or 4 offices that are available, but we've got almost all of them with being spoken for. But we still probably are going to have 1 or 2 that will be possibly available. So come and see us at the Idaho Innovation Center. If we could help you out there, and the SBDC. What is it?
Best kept secret in Idaho.
It is. If you're a business owner, you need to be working with the SBDC. We're there to help you from cradle to grave. We can help you in so many aspects.
You got here in the fall, you'll have some student teams available.
We are.
Right?
We've got some student teams we're working on, and just absolutely, we've got some classes coming up, which now's a good time to transfer right into the classes. We have starting in September, the QuickBooks. Now, this is one of our most popular classes.
I meant to sign up for that already. I need to get on and sign up.
Yep. So the QuickBooks class, absolutely, it starts, I think, the Wednesday the 14th. We'll be talking about it in coming weeks, but by a guy that's a CFO for hire. He is absolutely just rave reviews. Well, I can tell you, he's
Better
had
than you.
all 5-star reviews in the last like 2.5, 3 years. So
Yeah.
you can't beat an instructor that gets that kind of feedback. So then we have digital marketing taught by one of our sponsors there at Vulpine Marketing. If you want to have a presence online, whether it's through Google, Indeed, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, he'll be talking about all of them.
Yeah. No, and if you're going to do it yourself, this is definitely a class to come and take.
Only $149 for that one,
Yep.
and the sales class in November. Absolutely, just great classes. QuickBooks comes up in September. Digital marketing in October, and systemizing sales for success, taught by the guy who I just went and I spent 2 hours learning from him today. Absolutely,
Jared
the
over
top,
Yeah.
top guy as far as learning from on dealing with how you can build sales in your company.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what kind of company you are. That's a great class. So man, couldn't be more excited. Yes, pay attention to today's class. You might want to be writing down some of the things we talk about.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's some tickets available. Fluffy,
Not
is that
just
what he
one.
goes by?
Oh, we be talking 2 fluffy tickets.
Yeah. That's
So yeah, we'll
worth
be asking
going
a
to.
trivia contact question at the end, and you better be paying attention to see who's going to win the fluffy tickets. I think he sells out pretty well every time he comes, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is his 3rd time in the last like 10 years. I saw him the first time, and missed him the second, but this is the 3rd time, and absolutely the guy puts on one heck of a show. I went down Saturday and saw Larry the Cable Guy in Fort Hall.
Yeah.
But this guy,
Yeah.
this one you leave with your gut hurting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Good time.
Larry the Cable Guy was entertaining, but not like fluffy.
Yeah.
So anyway, excited to give away those tickets at the end of today's show. We're going to show a quick video here that tells a little bit about IE Productions and some of the things that they handle, and then we'll welcome Gary Stewart onto the set.
Well, it looks like IE Productions does a few things. Is that fair to say?
Well, you take 25 years and you pack them in. We've done a lot of things.
A lot of things.
But I know we're busy enough. We do a few.
Yeah. But the fair, let's start talking about that first before we get
Well,
into
it's
all
fair
of
time.
everything. Yeah, it's fair time.
It's fair time.
But for you, I mean, people buy these tickets to Gabriel Iglesias, to the country guy you like, who's that?
Cole Swindale,
Cole
baby.
Swindale,
Swindale.
Andy Grammer. I
Andy
mean, there's
Grammer.
first off, how many artists are there going to be at the fair this year?
Well, the
or,
main
or events that you guys are running.
Oh, well, not that just we're running. I mean, obviously the fair runs them. They're our
Yeah,
client.
right.
But we do a lot of stuff leading up. You've got the main acts, which you just discussed,
Right.
but there's also other main acts. Remember, every night during the fair
Yeah.
and the grandstands, the Bank of Commerce grandstands,
Yes.
you've got bull riding. Start with on Saturday now. Andy kicks it off the first
Right,
Friday.
right.
You got bull riding. You've got
Rodeo.
the rodeo, the 2 nights of rodeo. We
Sunday
do
and Monday of rodeo.
right truck pulls, the tractor pulls
Okay.
that come in. We've got concerts in between all of those things, and then of course we end up got the monster trucks come in on Wednesdays, and then they always end with a sold out demolition derby.
Demolition derby,
Tradition,
Every year.
which I'm gone for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a dang thing I can do.
Yeah.
None of us can do anything on the last day of the fair. You're either coming or you're not.
Yeah.
We can't get you there anymore. So
Yeah.
Right.
that's my day to say, holy crap, I've been here for 2 weeks. Time to go home.
So everybody shows up to these events, that are going to the ticketed shows, and they're all excited and everything. But there is a lot of work that goes into getting these people here, getting it set up. The person that goes and has the experience versus your experience, right? Because
back end.
it's like, oh, I think people at times would say, oh, you got the best job ever. But it's not as enjoyable. It's still enjoyable, but it's harder to go and just sit and watch an act, isn't it?
I do have the best job ever.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch my Facebook, you know I do,
yeah.
because I only post the good things that happen.
As does everybody.
two or three times a month. Fantastic. Flying on a private jet. It's
Yeah.
great. Oh, hey, here's me there. You don't see the 17 hours and trying to drive back and forth and, and trying to get, trying to find mandolin strings in the middle of Austin at 3 a.m. So it's
Some
those
of these people it takes a lot of work to set them up, get all their people there, to get them all, situated, hospitality.
It is, but again, you guys, it's funny. You think that's the big thing. That's just one little piece of it. Obviously, we for the last 10 years maybe, we've been booking. Chad, my business partner, Chad Hammond, handles all of the booking stuff, and he does it better than me because I'm way too passionate and I care too much. And he is a perfect businessman that can sit back and say, I'm going to do what's best for the client. And I'm like, no, but I want these guys. I love this. I love this. And it's actually works very well. I think our relationship works very well because I'm the passionate creative type and he's the business focused type. But it's the bands. I mean, we're booking the bands. You have to. I was just, as we were prepping, I was telling you guys, I'm right now. I just got off of advancing 2 of the shows, and there are fly dates. So the artists are coming in with 30. Sometimes one of them's coming in with 10, and they're all flying in different airplanes. So I have to get them flights throughout the day in different airports to all get in one spot. We have to get them to the fair. We have to get them back. We have to promote it. I mean, you're talking about the biggest thing that we do.
Yeah.
We develop the theme for the fair. So that starts before we're even talking to
A year before. He starts right after the...
Absolutely. I've got lists from years back. We would go through the list, and Brandon laughs, goes, I like this one, and then he throws it all away and comes up with something better.
Yeah.
So we're developing the theme. Then we deal with all the media. So when we do the media announcements for acts like these.
We showed that during Brandon's shows.
Yeah. So you do those things, and we're creating all of that. We interface with all of the media, all of the pre-tickets that are going out. If you're winning tickets on a radio show or a television show, we're distributing them, and we're making sure you've got what you need and all of this. The Eastern Idaho State Fair is a perfect example of everything that our company does. Yes, we do video. Yes, we do digital marketing. Yes, we do live event planning. But when you start putting it all together, this is one of those perfect things. It's concerts, but it's also making sure. I mean, the rodeo is just as important as Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
And so it's a night we still have to fill, and we're working on those. So we work with the rodeo people. We work to promote everything as the fair is general. The nice thing about our job is we don't have to really beg people to come because it's the fair. It's been around for 120 years.
It is. So kind of talk about what you've done with the fair with the food. I mean, everybody knows that people go to the fair to get the food. I've been a victim of that. If you
Absolutely.
Can't tell. But the food at the fair. What have you done to help promote the food at the fair?
Well, the food promotes itself.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, but what we did do when we kind of took that over years ago, that's one of the things both Chad and I said. I mean, there's 2 things. When you talk about the fair, first thing anybody says is fair food. What are you going to get? What's your favorite thing? When we put something out that says, do you want, what's your favorite fair food? We can get 1,500 responses in 2 hours. People, wow. and we recognize that. So when we kind of took over this project with the fair, we started, feeding frenzy, feed your need for fun. There's a reason that we have a lot of food in there. That is the #1 draw at the fair. Yeah. Concerts are great. I mean, you talk about concerts. Everybody thinks the concerts are great. My absolute favorite time, there's 2 times a year I love. 4th of July, when I come home at night and I watch all of the stuff that blew up and wasn't supposed to go the way it was supposed to go. And I love when we make the fair announcements because I don't care who you're bringing in, somebody's going to hate it.
Yeah.
And you hear about it all the time. But the food, no one complains about the food.
No one.
So we brought back the fair food, the food eating contest, the pie eating contest on Mondays with the kids. That has been really exciting. We made that focus where we did the best fair food. We started that years ago, and we started hanging. You'll see when you go to the fair, you see these big purple things hanging that says best fair food or best sweet or best new fair food of 2018, 2015. Yeah. And we knew that was the big draw down there, and that's kind of our focus. We start tomorrow. Everybody can go on Facebook tomorrow, and it starts your chance to get on and maybe come in with all the media the day before. We have all the media come in and go through all of the fair foods. It's 4 hours of eating fair foods.
Is it really?
I can't do it. I watch these people go, and I don't eat a dang thing. I'm just like, oh, I'm going somewhere for a salad.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do that, and we brought a lot of those things back in because, and especially this year with the theme being 120 years of old-fashioned fun. Yeah. We're bringing those kind of things back, the potato sack races, kind of some of those older things. Wow. But we're going to throw in between, we might have potato sack races across the stage while we're, changing bands up there.
Really?
Do some fun things. But,
that's awesome.
But it really is about a tradition at the fair. And Brian, I don't think that place has changed since we went there in high school.
It hasn't. Not at all.
It really hasn't. And that's a good thing. As you go, it's one of the rare places that is exactly the way it was 50, 75 years ago. And it's nice.
Yeah. Talk about the types of entertainment that you get there, and then we want to talk about IE Productions. But I want to talk about. This year it seems like, and I'm not sure every year you can do this, but you got a band that fits for the younger. Mm-hmm. You got the country, and then you got the people who want the funny.
Correct.
All 3 of those you've got covered this year.
And all 3 of those people are excited and love it, and all 3 of those people hate, and they wish that we had got something else. Yeah. Why aren't you bringing this? Why aren't you bringing this? Why'd you have this guy again? Well, because he sells out every time.
Yeah.
And it's easy, and he kind of calls us now and says, hey, you know what? What if I were to swing by? Why would I do something there? Yeah. So we get relationships with people, and I think that helps. But the one thing that I want to make very clear, the fair, when you talk about entertainment, we're talking about the things that are on the Bank of Commerce stage.
Yeah.
There is so much stuff. People go down there and never see a concert, never do those things.
Yeah.
You've got entertainment on the free entertainment stages with the hypnotists. You've got that West Events thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're doing the dogs this year. I think
so. I think they're doing that. I think my kid said that they were.
Yeah, so they go out and they do the dogs where they're leaping. They do all of that kind of stuff. I mean, there is entertainment at that place for anybody. And the coolest thing about it is it's still an agricultural base. So there's just a lot of things to do there, way beyond just the big stuff at night. Yeah. I mean, you haven't been, you got to go.
Yeah.
It's the biggest show in Idaho. It really is.
It is.
I do think it's kind of magical, that space where they have all the rides at night when they start lighting up with their neon lights and
of course
just everything, the stage is going, everything. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
You know what we say?
What?
Everything looks better in the dark.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does.
We'll not expand on that one.
It really does.
Yes, we will not do that. We'll not discuss that. So, talk about. Is it easy to get these type of entertainments there at the fair?
That depends.
Some years it is. Some Cole Swindell. I have to say that I'm a country guy, and he's got a #1 hit right now. He's #1 in the country.
He's going to be #1. As from what I saw yesterday, he was #3, but he has the potential to be #1.
I heard Friday that he was #1.
It could be.
Right. So
could be.
Friday he hit #1.
He could be. So we're gonna have a #1 artist coming in, which is fantastic. Yeah. Can't beat that.
You gotta love that. Now, the next question is, who came up with the website, the Fun at the Fair?
It's part of our rebranding when we took this all on and we were bringing it up.
That's
years ago, 12, 14 years ago. Yeah, it's fun.
That's part of what IE Productions.
Funatthefair.com.
And now it's known as the website. It's been had such a great thing that's where you go to find tickets, to find out what's happening at the fair. Fun at the Fair, and IE Productions came up with that.
It is absolutely. We come up with most of those kinds for all of our clients. That's kind of. Yeah, fun at the fair. I mean, that's it. How can you say it better? That's exactly what the entire event is.
It is.
And it's not meant for anything but go, have fun, take your family. It's funatthefair.com. Works. Sometimes it just works. And then sometimes you have to fight because someone already has that and you want to use it. And then you have to come up with, different things. But
Yeah, so talk about some of the other things that IE Productions can do. I mean, this is, I think, let me just give you a little bit of what they have. They've won 5 TEL awards, dozens of BAF Rocky Mountain awards, a national Addy. They do, this is the companies that they work for, some of the ones here. Mel Luca, Bingham Healthcare, Huntsman Cancer Institute, Johnny's Fine Foods, Green Giant, Nordic Track, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. I mean, you and Chad have put together a great production company, but give people an idea of the scope of the work that you do.
Well, skipping ahead to one of our quotes that we'll talk about a little bit later. It's right there?
Yeah, it's there.
One of the things I like to say when we're talking to any new client is we're probably the only video company you'll ever go to that might tell you don't need a video.
I love that.
And the reason that is absolutely true is because we have a full toolbox. I mean, we have a video department, we have a digital marketing department, we have our traditional website production, runs also into the digital side of it. We do traditional graphic design, billboards, things like that. But and then the live event side of it, where we've done everything from those huge fireworks shows we were doing up with Huntsman. We do all the fireworks shows that you see down in Blackfoot now that are competing with, local guy likes to throw a lot of stuff up in the air.
Yeah,
we like to take a little bit of time and just make it beautiful and make it mean something.
Yeah.
And we're doing almost as big of a show every year that's going on right here.
Well.
So since we have all of these different aspects, we have an audio department, we have video, we have all this. If we have a client that comes into us and says, you know what, I need a video and I want to put it on television, we sit down, we say that everything we do is custom. There is not a formula that we can just throw out for anything. You come to me and say, I want a video, we're going to run it on, this and this and this. And I'll say, well, okay, so tell me what you're trying to do. Because at the end of the day, our biggest success is when we can partner with. When we can say, no, but what is it you want? What is the result you want? You're going to say video, okay, but what's the result? What do you want, this and this? When you tell me and you lay it out, I might tell you, you know what, I would never do that. You're not going to hit the people you're looking for. You're not going to do this. Maybe let's do a billboard campaign. Let's put it in front of everybody that's right. Then let's back it up with something on the radio that people can hear. Or maybe we're going to do everything. And maybe you're like, I want a video. And I tell you the price of it. You're like, holy crap, I don't want one anymore. But what if we did it this way? Digital marketing has allowed us to do things, traditional stuff. There's still many places for television and radio, but the digital marketing we can target, and I can tell you instantly what's going on. I don't know if you guys have really seen some of the behind the scenes things that can be done now. We can go on any website, throw a heat map over it, what we call it. Have you ever seen these done?
No.
I can tell you 90% of your people clicked off right there. 90% of your people looked at this. No one ever looked at this section ever. You can literally go in and with these tools see exactly what people are responding to, what they don't like. When we send out a digital thing, I can now tell you the next morning, how many people signed up? Well, okay, out of those 150, we sent 130 of them to you through this digital site, and I can prove how that went there. When you throw things out in traditional things, it's great for branding sometimes, and there's a spot for it. But being able to focus it digitally, even the message you're seeing on television.
Instant results, you can see it.
And I can tell when you need to switch it over and do something different, what's working and what's not. Again, you wanted that video, it's on TV. Your thing is working, can't figure out why no one's showing up. Well, it's summertime, no one's watching TV. 5 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So, and there's better places. If you're going to buy TV, we're going to suggest buy it here, here, and here. Live sports, live news. People don't miss that. There's spots for different things. So it depends on your thing. It's always custom to what you need.
What they need. And we got a customer that worked with you and wants to be added to that. We got a great list of companies, but
Development Workshop. That's one of my all-time favorites. We worked with them forever and ever.
Yeah.
Which brings up a very good point. Although they are a good client, one of the things I think that Chad and I have done more than anything over the last 20 years is I can't even begin to come up with the list of people that we have just community projects.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite things. I think Chad was the youngest president of the Chamber of Commerce ever. It's been a big thing for him. He's a big advocate, especially for the local stuff. And there's just, if it's a community project, we've been involved, almost guaranteed. And they're one of ours that we go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Especially for that organization. So yeah,
very
love
good.
those guys.
Very good.
So the backdrop we have is a picture of the studio that you have here.
It is. And if you look around, you'll notice, much like everything else in my life, I don't make anything easy.
Yeah.
There's ways to do things easy.
Yeah.
There's ways to do inexpensive, and then there's ways to do things right. Or to make a statement. And if you've ever been in our facility, it's it looks like a casino in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
It's creativity. That's the number one thing I think that sets us apart, is just being creative and finding something that's going to set you apart and going to
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, I mean, you are kind of all over in terms of clients that you serve. So what is new client acquisition, or are you just full of your existing clients and your focus there, or how does all that look like for you guys?
We are always looking for newer clients, but we're just not set up necessarily for everybody. We are kind of a boutique. We're 11 people. We look at every project. I mean, like I said, you're not just going to come into us, although we do some projects like that. I don't want to discourage anybody, but for the most part, we're going to sit down with you and we're going to say, what is your company goal? What is your goal for this week, this month, 5 years from now? Well, how do you think you want to take it there? And so when you start custom doing those things, our relationships are long relationships. I think that's probably the biggest thing that has kept us so successful for so many years, the relationship we have with our clients. They know we will bend over backwards to do whatever. And if we mess it up, we're going to do it again until we get it right. Or we're going to fix. I mean, that's about the fair.
Yeah.
The fair is 12 days of fixing problems. What's the problem and how can I solve this really quickly and take care of it? But I think that's really, it's the relationships with our clients. I mean, we've had clients, Johnny's Fine Foods, before them, that same group owned Bear Creek Country Kitchens. And we were doing, in 2003, 2004, we were on, we built a truck for them to take around to NASCAR, a full-blown semi that had the guys that built the Bellagio fountains, put a fountain up on top, you put 400 gallons of water in the top of it. We custom built the entire truck for them. And then I was out about every other weekend for the first 6 months, making sure everything was operating, making sure the people we were hiring to come hand out samples, what was at that. But that same group, we've been with them for over 20 years.
Wow.
And when they move to a different company and they acquire someone else, we move with them. Bingham Memorial Hospital, we've been working with for
a couple different CEOs.
Years. Couple different CEOs. plus, but we got the good one.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think relationships is probably our biggest thing, because we're going to bend over backwards to do whatever is right for the company. And sometimes it's not the most advantageous thing for your bottom line at the time.
And that's the most, to be transparent like that is just absolutely a great quality to have in business. So absolutely to have that kind of transparency and to be at that point where you can pick and choose, kind of who you do business with, and if it's not a fit, then you have a recommendation for it.
Yeah, well, and we're not necessarily picking and choosing, but we are looking for companies that we can have long-term relationships. We get a lot of things that come in, and we do a lot of one-off little projects for people, and we have some clients that pop in and out every 2 or 3 years that we've been doing stuff with. But the core of our work is with 10 or 12 companies that are just consistently moving forward, changing things, new divisions, new things like that. And it's those relationships. I know one of my favorite things during COVID was we had 2 or 3 of our large clients come to us and say, we can't do this. We have to stop. We just can't do this. Dad and I, didn't take us very long to go, well, you know what? We're going to work for free for you for a while.
Yeah.
Because we got to pay our people. We're paying them anyway. We've got to have something to do, and we get it. But we've had a relationship for 12 years.
Yeah.
We continued doing that, and within a couple of months, when things came back, picked it up. I mean, that's the kind of relationship we have with our clients.
Wow, what a great company IE Productions is. I like to share some of the things that our guests have as advice for some of their key factors of success.
Did I write these?
You did.
Can't wait to see what I put.
Yeah. Make our clients comfortable. Always innovate and recognize new trends. Find creative solutions instead of easy ones. Offer a variety of services that work together. No one size fits all. And the last one, I love this, that you've just mentioned multiple times. Partner with clients to create the long-term relationships.
100%.
That is just key factors of being successful. And you can see why IE Productions has been that type of a company.
Yeah. Well, and shifting gears, not just, I mean, because you guys have been around for a minute, your studio is cool.
Sure.
And in the backdrop, people should come by and see the play. I don't know that you take people.
Come on. Hey,
We're not
slow it down there a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in that building I don't want people to know are in there.
It's unique. But shifting back to the fair just quickly. So the fair ends. When do you start 2023?
We've already started it.
Yeah. So that's
It's already
amazing,
started.
right? I mean, people don't. I don't know that people appreciate or understand what these types of events take, because it's not, hey, the fair's in 3 weeks, let's get this thing together, right? So 2023, you're already
that
on.
event is already. We like to take a week off and take a breath,
Yeah.
and then we're right back into consolidating everything that happened, what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to do different, what are we thinking for themes. By November, we will have the themes decided, and once the fair board chooses what they're going to do, then we spend probably December, January coming up with what the look is going to be, give them 2-3 looks, kind of just billboard looks real quick of what that theme is going to look like. Once they pick on that, we hone it in. So it's a year-long process.
Yeah.
But it's that way with a lot of our clients
sure.
that are just they're just constantly, it's big things.
You are dealing primarily with bigger echelon. Mom, pa. You have some mom and pop clients, would you say, or not that you wouldn't work with them, but there's just a different service that you're offering?
We do, but I think the majority of what we do right now here locally, like I said, Bingham Healthcare, big client with us. I still handle all of the Spanish and. I mean, talk about things that aren't necessarily the most glamorous. I still get stuck every single Christmas translating everything for Melaleuca's January launch into Spanish and French. I handle all the Spanish and French. I've got a producer I've worked with for the last 25 years. Turned out to be one of my best friends in a way, and a mentor. The guy that taught me that when you finish a project after 2 weeks and it's breaking up a little bit, but we're going to re-record and doing the entire project again. And he is horrible at making that happen, and yet I learned it's worth doing right.
Necessary to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a big difference too. Not just throw it and say that's good enough. Yeah. It's never good enough.
Wow, I could read this guy's whole file that we have them fill off. I just want to highlight a couple. We never stopped working during the COVID. I think that was really good. And some other small business advice: treat your customers like they are the only one you are working for. Build relationships with your customers, both personal and in business. Take pride in your work, and you do what you do for them, and be invested in results. Do your best work, be creative, and the money will follow. And what great advice that some of the younger entrepreneurs out there that are watching the show can do. So another advice: take managed risk. Recognize what's working and let go of what's not. Phenomenal.
I'm the worst at that, just so you know. Yeah. That's a great business philosophy.
That's why you have chat.
I'm here to learn. Yes, exactly why I have chat. Exactly. So why we have a balance.
What a great company, IE Productions. And man, and if you don't believe that, go to one of their shows, one of their presentations, whether it's a fireworks, whatever it may be, you will see the quality of work that IE Productions does. Is there anything else that our audience needs to know about IE Productions or the fair?
The fair starts next week. Wow. Love to see everybody there. Yeah. I'll wave at you from the side of the stage or up on stage.
You'll be in that. You bring on every act that comes.
I will be. Well, yeah. On some of them. Some of them now have in their contracts they don't want any DJs up there on stage.
Don't they really?
It's funny how everything works nowadays. But I will be there all week and the 3 days before it and probably 3 days after it.
Exactly.
But we're excited about it. This is always fun. It's always our big time. It's our busiest time. I can't wait for the fair to finally get over, because then I get to actually, have summer. And then it snows.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of quickly in that order.
It's
Yeah.
just keep in mind, you
Yeah.
think that summer, because it's hot out today,
Yeah.
I've seen it snow at the fair.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it can turn on you like that.
Yeah.
it can. So talk about this quote that you have.
I can't remember
Absolutely.
which ones are the
It's right
quotes.
there on the screen. It's on the screen.
Well, I think we've already talked about that already. We're the only video company that might tell you don't need a video. I kind of explained that one. The fact that we have such a big toolbox, I love that, because no matter what my passion is, I can listen to any client. We can bring them in, and what's best for them. And what's best for them may not be what they think at the time, but when we can show results, at the end of the day, everyone's a lot happier and get the results. We try hard not to suck. I think that one's in
Amen.
there. That's been a, kind of behind the scenes, but apparently we're going to put that right out
It
there.
is. We are right there.
You
putting it
know,
on.
it's funny because we laugh about it, but at the end of the day, I'm dead serious. If it sucks, why are we putting it
Why are
out?
we doing it? Yeah.
Unless
That
the
should be on a
client makes
business
us
card.
against our will, we will go kicking and screaming and say, please don't make us do this.
There you
But yeah, don't put out something that, if it's not your best work, don't put it out.
Put it out.
Amen.
And then my personal quote that I've taught to all of my kids, and I've been super happy because I've seen a lot of people in my life take this to heart. Make it happen. I know so many people that are like, well, this will happen someday, or I want this, or I want this. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it
Wake
happen.
up in the day, and if you want something, make the phone calls, do whatever it takes, and make it happen. There's a
Yeah.
completely different mindset of making it happen than it's going to happen, or I want it to happen,
Yeah.
or we're going to try.
Someday.
It's the difference between
Yeah.
we're going to try and we're going to do.
Yeah.
It really is. So
Great advice.
Absolutely great. Well, thank you, Gary Stewart from IE Productions, and absolutely wish you the best. You've got a busy couple of weeks ahead of you.
a couple weeks.
3 weeks, I think you get.
No,
pretty
you
well,
you
so.
think that? You think that ends then?
Yeah.
I got 9 other
No.
things after that. They're
I just
big.
know what you have coming up.
I know, that's a big one.
I agree, and then, but I'm sure it is a 24/7, 365
It kind of is.
type deal. So thank you for being here, and we wish you the best. We're going to transition right into some training here. Talk about this topic. I've had multiple people that have talked to me about this this topic of conflict resolution in the workplace, and this could be a little bit of a touchy subject that a lot of people just don't want to deal with. This kind of things, but it's a necessary evil in every business. I mean, unless you're just a little mom and pop that has you and your
There's still
wife.
conflict in
There's
that.
still conflict in a husband and wife, I guarantee, in almost every business. But
Yeah.
but the larger the companies get, there is going to be personalities that get involved, and you're going to be needing to deal with some conflict. So I put together some things that that kind of can help a company through in this conflict, and there's one of them that I think is really important. But let's start at the top. Manage the communication. The more detailed you are, then the less chance of there being a conflict in the workplace. So you got to be really detailed in the way you communicate with people, because otherwise there's going to be definitely, the less you communicate, the more conflict you're probably going to have.
Boy, control emotions. I think this is not only within your company, but with reviews. I mean, Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. People aren't always happy there. The fair, fun at the fair. Sometimes people aren't having fun at the
Everybody's
fair.
happy at the fair.
But when you're dealing with that, you staying in control, and this is easier said than done, and I've been a hypocrite. I'm really good at it now. But there was a time where it wasn't, oh, you want to argue? I'm good at arguing.
Yeah.
I still am good at arguing. I choose not to, right? But yeah, if you can control those emotions and really have it be an understanding, then we can move forward. Because if it's just an argument, nothing's happening.
And the next one, hit conflict head on. If you don't hit it head on, it's just gonna be like an infection, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
Well, it creates the culture of, well, you guys don't ever do anything about it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, if employees see, because even if the employees aren't a part of the conflict, the ones that are viewing it see that nothing is done and you're not hitting it head on, they're just going, well, they don't do anything anyway. And I don't care if that's small or big or anybody. So, yeah.
Yep. Listen. This is one of the hardest things to do, because we all have our own opinions, but I can tell you that the old saying of God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, that's what you need to do with the people when you have a conflict.
that you just need to hear people out and hear their sides of it. And that's the one that I think has done me the most good over the years. And the conflicts that I've had is to sit them down and listen to them, let them give their opinion. Now, if you're the boss, then you're gonna have to make some decisions there, but you need to hear them out. I think that's a crucial one.
And view conflict as an opportunity, because sometimes conflict is arising because people are viewing it as, hey, we need to change this. This isn't working, right? And sometimes that change is, if it's the right change, is the right thing to do. But
Sure.
But that conflict is an opportunity. But again, at the fair and everything else, you guys never have any sort of conflict.
Oh, absolutely not. It's nothing but daisies and roses.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think you're forgetting number 6. Hope that it goes away.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a good one there.
is.
It
Amen.
always goes away. That's the one.
Hope that it just solves its own problem.
Yeah, and there's a favorite thing that I always talk to with my people is that you got to dial into the radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? And that's why there's obviously that's what causes the conflict, is because people always are being a lot of selfishness in there, and that's why you got to listen to them, and then you got to be able to make sure that you're getting it handled and doing it the right way. So absolutely, let me just read this thing at the bottom. Here's the thing: leadership and conflict go hand in hand. Leadership is a full contact sport, and if you cannot or will not address conflict in a healthy, productive fashion, you should not be in a leadership role. Don't fear conflict, embrace it, it's your job. It's absolutely a great quote that I found from this guy. And that's the way you gotta do it. You gotta face it head on, or else you shouldn't be in that leadership role.
Amen.
Exactly right.
Amen. All right, now we get to the time where
Boy,
everybody.
we almost forgot to give these away, and then I was just going to take them with me. But here we go.
Exactly. So Andy Grammer on Friday, and then we have
Opening Friday.
Opening Friday. Yep, and then we have.
Which is next
Well, you
week.
want to run through the whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah, we should.
We start with Andy Grammer, opening Friday. Saturday is the bull riding championships.
Yep.
Sunday,
It's the
tractor
rodeo.
polls.
Oh, tractors polls.
Monday, Tuesday,
Monday,
Gym
Tuesday.
State Classic
Okay.
Pro Rodeo.
Valerie, little plug for Valerie.
Little Val, we like Val.
that one.
We also went to school.
We
with
all
Val. We know Val.
We know Val.
They won Best Small Market Rodeo a couple
Yes,
years
couple
ago.
years,
They
yeah.
put on a fantastic show.
Puts
That's
on a
great.
show, yep.
Wednesday, Live a Little comes down. They flip some trucks. They flip motorcycles.
Yep.
They blow some stuff up. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Thursday is Gabriel Iglesias. Friday, closing Friday, is
Cole Swindell.
Cole Swindell.
I'll
and
be
then
there.
After after I'm long gone,
gone.
pull that
You're in
trailer
bed.
out. I'm like, I'm getting the heck out of here. Demolition Derby sells out every year.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Everybody knows about it. If you don't have your tickets now, you better get them.
better get 'em.
Because they won't be there.
Every night. Now, usually on the show, we ask a question that is dealing with something that we've talked about. I'm going to throw a little curveball because this is over probably $100 worth of tickets, right?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to maybe do a little quick research on this. Who is the Grand Marshal of the State Fair this year?
Ooh, I
I
know
have
this,
no
and then I
idea.
forgot. Hang on, I got to think about this.
I know it, and so
I know this
put my
too.
cell phone number up there. Get my cell phone number. There it is. The first person to text me is going to Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias. We know him as Fluffy, but Gabriel Iglesias. So yes. Who is the Grand Marshal of the State Fair? He's a famous person. I
He's
just gave away-
famous.
You just
Oh,
gave away
50% 50%. So
50% of the
Yeah,
guesses.
50%.
but she's well known in Eastern Idaho. Absolutely a great lady. And so, if you can give me the name of the Grand Marshal for the State Fair, you will win a pair of Gabriel Iglesias tickets. So,
Rhymes with bonus.
that's right. So, I like that. So, very good. Well, thank you, Gary, for being on here.
Pleasure,
Great
guys.
friend.
Thanks.
We go back many years, and it's just I appreciate the friendship as well. So wish you the best in the next coming weeks, and also continued success with IE Productions. Encourage you to look them up and check out the great work that they do. Next week on the show, we've got
That
Christian
1%. There
Ashcraft.
we go. Yeah.
He is in charge of economic development. He's kind of a new hire with the City of
the
Idaho
City of
Falls,
Idaho Falls, yeah.
Economic Development.
Okay.
I have to say, when I first met this guy, I was a little like, I'm not sure he's going to be able. He had some big shoes to fill with Dana Briggs leaving.
But I can say this guy is phenomenal, and I'm excited to have him on the show. Talk about what's happening, some of the things coming up with some economic development in the city of Idaho Falls. Great hire that Mayor did there. Excited to have him on the show. So
Great.
we got some big shows coming up in September as well. We're working on now, so keep tuning in to Talkin-Business.com and end the show with a big thumbs up. Gary, help us out with
Got
the
the
big
thumb
thumbs up.
right here.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
The Small Business Development Center is a statewide network made up of professional consultants in 6 locations throughout the state. Companies come to us with a felt need, and our goal is to help them reach their core need. Once we determine that, that's when we start to see companies prosper.
The SBDC helped us start, hands down. You know, having the tech center, having the resources from the SBDC helped us start our business, and we couldn't have done it without them.
The consultants of the Small Business Development Center are professional executives, CEOs, entrepreneurs themselves that really can relate to each of the small businesses to help them achieve their goals.
They got to know our business, inside and out. We told them everything about how our business works.
I feel like the interest that he showed too gave him a little bit more of an idea of where we needed help in.
The resources being tapped into my executive team, who themselves tap into SBDC almost weekly to gain information and knowledge base that becomes very instrumental in us making the right decisions.
We measure success by the success of our businesses. We really are industry and professional agnostic. So our goal is that if we can help those companies grow and thrive and expand, then that's success to us.